Hello there, I'm Azara Tagaya and you're watching Ringgit Sense, the show where we talk to you about personal finance. This week, our topic is get-rich-quick scams. Now, when approached with an investment scam, it's easy to get enticed by the sound of easy money and huge returns. But many of the early investors may see a steady flow of income in the beginning, but after a few months, the returns will stop and investors will soon realize that they have been cheated. Now, in our studio today is Dato' A. Thai Vegan, the Deputy Director of the Commercial Crime Investigation Department, to share with us some of the ways you can spot such scams. Hello, Dato'.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us and
Pleasure.
talking about get-rich-quick scams. Now, before we get into how people can actually get cheated and how to save themselves, so to speak, can you tell us about the different types of scams or some of the more popular scams that are available today?
Okay. Everyone wants money. They want to become rich. And they want to become rich quickly. And thereby, at times, they lose their sense. They don't see what is right and what is wrong. They just blindly fall for the false promises made by the syndicates who organize these scams, who are out to get your money. In the beginning, they may promise that they will give you a very high return, ranging from 20% a week to about 50% a month, and it goes on and on. But in our country, if you speak legally, there are only legal financial institutions or any investments will give you between 5 to 15% return per annum
Per year.
for a year. But here people are promising you, in a week I give you 20%.
Yes.
Then when people hear this, they have to think. They have to ask themselves, could this be possible? If this could be possible, no other business need to do any business. Everybody can join here.
Exactly.
You know, even the government doesn't have to do any business, can join this group and make a lot of money. But this is where people are taken in. They fall victims to these schemes. They have to check with the central bank, Bank Negara Malaysia. They have a website where they put up all these suspicious business formations, whether it is true or not. Number two, whether they are licensed to carry out such business before you put in your life savings. And they can also check with the Ministry of Domestic Trade, Consumer and all that. And they can also check with the Commercial Crime Department of Bukit Aman, or on the ground in every contingent, every state, we have our offices. They should call and check the genuinity of this business.
Okay. So that's for companies that have a reputation of cheating people. So they will be listed down, blacklisted, and we can check if the company is actually blacklisted.
Right.
But what about new investments, new type of companies, promising returns, and people don't actually know the how genuine these companies are. So how can they check? And if they have fallen victim, maybe it's the first time, so they don't know anything about get-rich-quick scams. They don't even know it exists. So they've fallen victim. What can they do then? Is there anything that they can do legally?
Yes. The first thing they have to do is, the moment they hear there is a high return, they should be suspicious. Because this, we have been campaigning and creating this awareness against this fraud for a long, long time, all right? And secondly, if they really did not know, even before they invest, they should check and verify with the relevant authorities. And thirdly, they already crossed all this, they already invested, and they received some returns, maybe as promised, in the first few months, and later nothing is received by them, then they feel that they are cheated. They can always go and lodge a police report in any police station, and the police will investigate, depend on the nature of the case. And if it is relevant to the central bank, where it is an illegal deposit taking, which is an offense under the Section 137 of the Financial Services Act, then we will refer the matter to the central bank.
I see.
If it is an offence under the Ministry of Domestic Business and Consumerism, we will refer to them. If falls under cheating, Section 420 of the Penal Code, then the police will investigate the case.
I see.
So this is how we go about handling these cases.
Okay, so the consumer doesn't have like a real set guideline on how to actually take action. But the important thing is, if you are a victim to this, just report to the authorities and they will decide which is the best course of action. Is that right, Dato'?
Correct. They should lodge a report and they should provide evidence, documentary evidence, to show that how they invested and what make them to believe that this is a very lucrative and a trustworthy and a true investment.
All right, so always keep track of what you invest, all the money that you get up. Okay, so Dato', we are going to take our first break, and when we come back after this, we are going to talk more about get-rich-quick scams and how you can actually save yourself from not falling victim. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Ringgit Sense with me, Azara Tagaya. Before we continue our discussion with Dato' Tai Vegan, let's first take a look at someone who used to invest in a multi-level marketing company. Saiful Anwar is a 30-something working adult and at one time was able to earn thousands of ringgit in just days. But in the end, he gave it all up. This is his story. Saiful Anwar was a young working family man who came across a multi-level marketing opportunity by chance. He started buying health supplements from an MLM company and realized that it was cheaper if he was a member. Joining, of course, comes with a price tag.
Mula-mula I join, plan dia package yang paling rendah. Sebab I nak rasa nak makan produk dia kan. So package dia bawah pada 300. 270 masa tu rasa. Bawah 300. And then bila dah lama buat, makin shock, I upgrade pada package yang paling tinggi, 6,000. Masa tu 5,000, 5,500, sekarang ni 6,000. So I keluarkan 6,000, I buat.
At the height of his MLM career, Saiful made more than 70,000 ringgit in a mere 2 weeks.
Dari masa tu I buat 11 hari. I dapat closing 70,000. 11 hari closing 70,000 dan I punya bonus masa tu 36,000 lebih dalam masa 11 hari. So lepas tu company reward as a top sponsor, dapat reward, dapat hadiah, pergi bercuti lah. Seronok lah masa tu. Itu yang I cakap, masa kemuncak dia tu memang seronok sampai membuatkan you terfikir untuk berhenti kerja.
He then quit his day job and joined the MLM company full-time. But he quickly learned that money isn't everything.
Bila kita dah ikut contoh kawan-kawan baik, saudara mara, bila dia orang tak berjaya, kita akan rasa bersalah. Kita rasa bersalah, kita rasa macam sedih. Dan bila kadang-kadang bila jumpa tu dah mula ada yang bermasam muka. Apabila dia orang tak berjaya, macam mana kita buat. Dia orang claim kita, ada yang kata kita tipu. So bila dah lama-lama melalui benda ni, dalam hati rasa macam kurang keberkatan. Rugi ada. Ada setengah orang yang I terpaksa bayar balik duit dia orang bila dia orang mengamuk. Risiko yang kena bersedia, you kena kalau you tak ada financial planning yang baik, you tak ada disiplin yang baik, risiko dia bila company tu jatuh, you akan jatuh merudum.
For now, Saiful is happy to be back at his normal routine, working a 9-to-5 job and spending time with his family. Asked if he has sworn off MLM forever, all Saiful can say for sure is never say never. Well, we are back on Ringgit Sense talking about get-rich-quick scams. Now, back with our guest, Dato' Tai Vegan. Hi, Dato'. Now, to continue with our discussion just now, you gave us what people can actually do when they fall victim to scams. So, can you give us any examples of maybe past companies, maybe forex investments, that were big in duping people?
Yeah, so far in 2016, we have investigated about 23 companies and victims who lodged reports amounting to about 2,300 of them with reported losses about 350 million. for 2016. But the actual number of victims could be run into hundreds of thousands, if not about 1.7 million for last year alone.
Okay.
And the estimated loss to be about 4.4 billion ringgit. But not all of them are lodging police reports.
Yes.
Certain companies may promise you invest in gold trading, where you put in maybe 1,000 ringgit or 5,000 ringgit or even 10,000 according to the amount that you can afford. And they will say that every month we will give you 10% and you can take the piece of gold with you. But if you want 20%, you leave that gold with us and I will give you 20%, a higher rate. So what you would like? Why should I carry the gold to my house? It's rather difficult for me to safeguard it. Might as well I leave it with the organizers of this camp. And then they will be receiving about 20% in the first 3 months or 6 months. And subsequently, they stop receiving anything. And when they go to the company and inquire, they may say that we have some technical problems. We will come back to you in a month or 2 or 3, you know. So you'll be waiting. So there will be a waiting game.
Yeah.
And end of the day, you can't wait anymore. After 6 months or a year, you will come and lodge a police report. Then we will start investigations.
I see. Okay.
By the time has been spent and lost. And in this investigation, time is an essence that we have to investigate fast in order to get the documentary evidence to show that how you did the dealing. Where did you put in the money? Where's your check? Which bank? What bank account number? These records are important. So recently, we had a case where a syndicate promised the investors that they have a couple of hotels in Mecca. And that on a religious basis. Because when they say it is Mecca and they have a letter from the religious department, so the investor is convinced that it could be genuine. But then they fail to further investigate and confirm whether they have got the license, whether they really have the hotel in Mecca. So thousands of them fell victim. We have arrested them. The legal process is taking place. But then whether they will get back their money, the investment, it is very, very, very difficult.
I see.
Once gone, it is gone.
Even if you have the culprits?
Yeah, we have the culprits, but we will, if the money is still in the bank, we will freeze the account. There is another department called Anti-Money Laundering Investigation Department. They will freeze the account and there will be a different process. The victims can apply through the court to get back their share. But that may take a long, long time.
Do you have the statistics yet for this year? How many cases? Or maybe per year, the average?
Average, as I said, last year we had about 2,000 reports. And year by year, the number is increasing. And year by year, the number of syndicates who are coming into action also increasing. And thereby our investigation, the number of investigation papers put up to investigate is also increasing. But it is between, the number of reports is between 1,005 to about 3,000 a year.
I see. Okay, well, we'll get back to the discussion, Dato', but now it's time for another break. We'll be back after this on Ringgit Sense. Back on Ringgit Sense, I am Azaria Tagaya and we are speaking to Dato' A. Thaivigan, the Deputy Director of the Commercial Crime Investigation Department. Now, Dato', back to our discussion about get-rich-quick schemes. Now, just now you described to us about some of the money game schemes that are available. What about Forex? Now, Forex is, it sounds a little bit more convincing because people think they're making huger returns when they're dealing with foreign investments. So, and it's one of the most popular type of get-rich-quick scams available. So, what's your experience with that?
Okay, we have for our record a couple of cases involving Forex. Forex means they are trading currency forex currency with the Malaysian currency and all that. This requires a special license from the Central Bank of Malaysia. But in many cases, or in fact 99.9%, they will never have a license or approval from the central bank. They will tell you forex, that I'm involved in trading foreign currency with New Zealand for that matter, but actually they don't have any account from our investigations. They don't even have a company in New Zealand or anywhere, even here, or any agreement with any party in New Zealand or any international connections. It all operated within a small few square foot rooms. But they will just convince the people I'm involved in forex. They may print some documents and pamphlets just to show that they are involved in foreign exchange. But actually the money is collected and they spend the money in gambling. They go and enjoy in Genting Highlands. They go overseas and enjoy, play golf and do all kind of nonsense. But how they pay the return is the collection of the other people. You know, if they have 100 people and a few hundred people every month they are providing the cash, they will collect that cash and distribute to the initial investors.
I see.
So once they achieve their target of a couple of millions, then either they will be waiting for somebody to complain or lodge a police report, and they will take it as that is the reason why they cannot continue operation. And they will tell the people, the victims, you hold on, now the authorities are investigating us. Once settled, we will pay you back. So you will not do anything, just waiting games, you know. So that's how the modus operandi of these people are running these businesses. So whether it is forex, it is gold, it is platinum, it is rubber, or hotels in Mecca, whatever they promise, it's just the name. Actually, they are not doing anything about it.
Okay. What about some multi-level marketing companies who actually have all the documentation to let the victim believe that they are genuine? They have, they're registered, they have a product, you can sell the product, you can get returns from that product. What about MLM companies? Okay,
multi-level marketing requires a license from the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumerism. If they have a valid license, then the ministry would have checked your methodology of the business, you know, the functioning, the running day to day, whether it is true and how they are done. But in most cases, they don't have the license. But they would have registered a company. Now, everybody can register a company. But they need a special license to do MLM. So, probably they would have printed nice documents, very attractive, you know, which can convince people. But it is the people, the victims, the investors have to call or visit their website or personally to the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumerism to ensure that they are investing in the right business.
So before we wrap, though, we're running out of time. We just want to know what would be your one advice to the viewers who might maybe right now they're involved in a scam or they're thinking of investing and they think it might be genuine. So what would be your advice to them?
The best thing is to be suspicious of everything, anything. You must call and check with the relevant authorities. Don't rely on the promises made by your friends or people unknown to you or even known to you, because they themselves do not know that they are going to be a victim very soon. But they will encourage others to join. So the best thing is to check with the authorities.
I see. Okay, check with the authorities, and if they promise you huge returns, 10% per month, that's the first red flag.
Indicator of a fraud.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dato', for your time. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this week. And thank you for sharing your insight with us on Ringgit Sense.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now that you've heard all about get-rich-quick scams, now before we end the show, we'd like to share with you, though, a story about a 25-year-old lady who owns 3 properties and 2 cars. And while most people her age are struggling to survive, she's already on the path towards becoming a self-made millionaire. So did she invest in a get-rich-quick scheme? This is how she built her wealth.
Want to get rich quick? Siti Nur Syafiqah Abu Bakar is only 25, but she already owns 3 properties and 2 cars, giving her a net worth of more than 1 million ringgit. Quite impressive, since she only started her first job less than 5 years ago, earning only 1,600 ringgit per month. So, how did she do it? It's not what you think. Syafiqah isn't a member of any get-rich-quick scheme. Instead, she's acquired her wealth through hard work and good financial planning. When she was 21, she started working at a bank doing sales with a salary of 1,600 ringgit. She also worked part-time in administration. In total, she had an income of 4,000 to 5,000 ringgit a month. All this while also studying for her degree.
Saya bermula dengan ASB Financing ataupun nama dia ASB Loan. So waktu tu saya start masuk umur saya 18 tahun lagi masa saya belajar. So saya start dengan 50,000. So waktu tu saya simpan sebulan sebanyak 400 ringgit. So second year baru saya tambah lagi 100,000, third year saya tambah 50,000. So total up dekat 200,000 loan. So saya ada sebulan saya kena simpan almost 1,300. So how saya simpan 1,300, saya ada banyak buat side income. So saya dulu ada kerja promoter waktu saya belajar dulu. So kerja promoter, saya jadi askar watania. So saya banyak buat kerja-kerja lain. Dan bila saya bekerja, kerja sebagai banker, for sure buat sale banyak dan kita dapat commission banyak. Dan saya ada side income lain, iaitu daripada kerja admin. So admin tu boleh dapat dalam 1,000 to 2,000. After saya resign, gaji saya terus naik ke 3,000 as a admin. Alright. So daripada situ saya kumpul duit dan saya tidak letakkan duit tersebut di dalam account bank because of simpan dalam bank dia punya dividen sangat rendah, less than 1%. So saya tak letak kat situ. Either saya letak dalam ASB ataupun saya letak dalam tabung haji.
Syafiqah also made sure she bought insurance and had enough savings for emergencies before investing her money. To top all that, she also does not own a single credit card. So, what's in the future for this bright young lady? Syafiqah says she's currently in the final stages of opening her own construction company and building her wealth further.
Well, that's all the time we have. Before we wrap, our parting thought for you this week is, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. So be careful and check the background of the scheme before you invest any money into it. Now, if you want to watch the stories that were aired today, go to our Facebook page at Ringgit Sense TV3. Next week, we're taking you shopping for a second-hand car. So be sure to catch us then. I'm Azariah Tagaya. Thanks for watching.